Hi there and welcome back to In Search of the Lost Diecast. If you've been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time here, welcome. Only thing I ask is if you enjoy the video, if you give us a thumbs up, a little comment, or even subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Hope you enjoyed the midweek Matchbox video. I'm going to try and make that a regular thing now. So midweek Matchbox, and end of the week we'll do the slightly bigger models, the Corgi and Dinky. A little disclaimer, being fairly new to this, I wasn't particularly organised when I started, and so if any models appear in this video or the last video that you've seen before, it is an apology, but I've now got a new system. So I open up the boxes, I display the models, and then I mark on the box that they've been displayed. So once we've caught up with a couple, hopefully there should be no repetition. But today's video is predominantly Dinky and Corgi. And we're going to start off with a Dinky Ferrari 312. Now I would imagine this would have come out in the sort of late 70s. It's missing its driver, it's got the steering wheel. Don't know if there was anything there. May well have been, may have been like a front spoiler. But it's not a bad condition one. Its mirrors are intact. Few bits of the decals left at the back there. It says Shell. The other one on the other side's gone. I think there was probably a couple on the top there as well. Shell at the front, number 2 on the front, and that should say Hella, I think, just there. Hella, hope we can get it in focus. There we go. So that's the Ferrari 312. Stick him over there. We've got a Matchbox king size Plymouth Grand Fury police car. Looks like there was an aerial there that snapped off. The boot has got a broken lug. Again, this was a job lot, so invariably you get the odd one or two that's got a little fault. The door's open, no problem. The lights are all intact. The front's looking good. Just need to repair that boot. Someone's put a little bit of paper in there to make sure it doesn't drop out. It says there, emergency dial 911. Obviously your American one on the side, front there, it's got, I think it says, can't actually make it out. Hopefully on the video you'll be able to make it out. There we go. That's your Plymouth Grand Fury. See that on that side. We've got the Mercedes Pullman, 800 Pullman. This one has got the windscreen wipers. Now I know I've shown one of these before. I don't think it was this one. I've got a couple of these now, but thankfully the windscreen wipers do work. I don't know if we can see it on the front there. Can we see it? There you go. Let's get it there so you can see it. There you go. The windscreen wipers do work. No openings. Back windows down, but they've got sliding windows. Looks like the little clip part there on that side is broken, but that side did go up, so that's great. Probably just need to get it up. There we go. The windows closed. There we go. So that's your Mercedes Pullman. Looks like it had a little Mercedes badge at the front, but it's lost. A couple of little nibbles, but generally pretty good condition, that one. So I'll stick him over there. Obviously slightly different scales. This is a no brand one. Oh no, I beg your pardon, it's a Burago, and it's a Porsche 985. Again, pretty good condition, quite lightweight though. Never a big fan of Burago. Don't get me wrong, you know, some of their models are great. These smaller ones tend to be a little bit on the flimsy side. Not great wheels either. Plastic base. But it's a car. So, again, it was in a job lot. Not the sort of thing I'd sort of go out and buy. Well, clearly I did, but you know what I mean. I wouldn't have gone out and got that one by itself. A Rover 2000 P6, and this is a transalite. There's the little transalite sensor on the front. Now, will we get lucky and get the headlights working? So there we go. Main beam right in the headlights. There we go. Lovely little model. This one needs a restoration. I think it's lost a fair bit of paint, but miraculously, and with the Mercedes, in fact, this is a first. This is 1, 2, 3, 5 cars all with tyres, so that's a boon. So stick that one there. Then we got this one, which is the Dinky Toys Johnston Road Sweeper. Aha. I've been after one of these for a while. Sadly, it's missing its pipe, so I'd love to get hold of a pipe if anyone's got a one surplus to requirements. But opening doors, all intact, even the very brittle corner pieces on both doors, they're both there, if you can see. And miraculously, if I don't know if I can show you, it's got its elastic, say elastic band. It's not elastic band. It's a spring. But at the moment, it just doesn't look like the sweeping brush is going round. So it probably needs a little bit of attention. Is that it? Is that it? No, not quite. Again, just needs a bit of attention. But thankfully, it's all there. That bit of the sweeper's working, but sadly that little one there doesn't seem to be going around. Does it just need a little bit of help? Let's have a look. No, not going around. I shall have to refer to some of the masters, whether it's Cap Old Nick or Martin Dares, see how it was all done and how it's worked. But it's nice. It's got this number plate, front and back. It's got glitter lights at the front. Nice model, really heavy, properly heavy, and that's. Sadly, there's no number on it. It just says Dinky Toys. But again, up here, all the info will be there. Right, let's move that over with these, and we'll put the more industrial type things over that side. Now, this is a personal favourite. This is one that I had as a child, and getting it again has been great. I'm really chuffed to bits to get one. They seem to go for really good money, but luckily I got this one for, I think this was, it was under a tenner. Let's just say that, shall we? It's the Holmes Wrecker. Now, this was a pretty serious model when I was a kid. When I got this, I was like the proverbial dog with two appendages. The decals are intact. This one's got one mirror. Just gonna need a little mirror there. But it's got all its tyres. It's got its stack. It's got the two ladders. It's got the horn on the top. It opens up. It's got the engine. It's even got its little fan at the front. And it's missing one little tyre that was on here for the... it is missing something, actually. Yes, it's missing its top where you actually turn the winches. So that's now locked. So if I turn it that way, it should be on there. There we go. It's unlocked now. There you go. And it lowers. It should lower. Well, clearly it needs some attention. But anyway. But that's the Holmes Wrecker, and that was just about my favourite thing when I was a kid, because it was so detailed. There was so much stuff going on. I've seen a restoration of one of these, and I'm pretty sure it was Martin Dare that did it, and it looked like it was tricky, shall we say. Let's just run with tricky. So that probably won't be one of the early restorations that I do. Once I've got a few easy ones under my belt, I might give it a go. It looks like it's two pit rivets there and there. I'm pretty sure that pulls out to lift the cab off. But a lovely model, and again really heavy. And yeah, once it's all done, needs a hook. Got one hook, need one more hook. But lovely model, that. Very pleased with that. Right, let's park him over there. There we go. Getting quite a good fleet of the larger vehicles. Now this one, if this has appeared before, I do apologise, but I'm going to show it anyway because it's in such lovely condition. Now this is the Rolls-Royce Corgi Silver Shadow Mulliner Park Ward. I made a box for that one, and you'll see why. There it is. A couple of little scuffs there. Opening doors, moving seats, steering wheel's there. Mind you, you'd have to have no legs to be able to drive this, because look, the steering wheel comes right down to the seat. Lovely door. Bonnet opens, detailed engine. Seats move, boot opens. It's still miraculously got its Spirit of Ecstasy on the front, which is super unusual. I mean, you think about it, when you're playing with your cars as a kid, that's probably one of the first things that gets broken off. But to have it intact is great. With the added bonus that this is another one of Corgi's innovations. This is the Golden Jack version. So if you look here closely, you'll see these little clips. You lift that clip there, and you lift that clip there, the wheels come straight off. And then just lock it back in place and they're on. So all in all, as a complete model, that's fantastic. With the added bonus of it's even got its spare tyre. And I literally stole this. I got this for next to nothing. And this is not up for swap. This is one that I had, and it won't be going anywhere. Glitter headlights. Beautiful model, and that won't be restored. That's just going to stay as it is. That's just a stunning little model. Very pleased with that one. So we'll put that there. So I think we'll get one more down here, and then we might have to think about where the next one's going. Now this is the number 253 Dinky. It's the Daimler ambulance. Total contrast to this one, obviously. It's missing all four tires. Oh no, it's got two tyres, but they're knackered, so they're going to need replacing. The two that shouldn't have come off have come off, but if you look at it, it looks like they've just gone completely brittle and just come off. Got the raised cross there for the medical emblem, so no decals on it. But again, a really heavy little model, that. And that's right for restoration, so that one will get restored. I'll stick that one over that side. So actually, if I move that one as well, so those four need some kind of help and restoration. These ones, oh, that one does as well, so go that side. So these ones are pretty much okay. Those ones need a little bit of help. Not sure about the Ferrari, exactly what I'm going to do with that one. It's a nice model as it is. Now this one is the BMC Mini Countryman, and if we look closely, there we go, there it is. Again, made a box for it. Weird one, this one. It's one of the few Corgis that hasn't actually got a picture of the vehicle, well, part of the picture of the vehicle, but clearly this one had a surfboard on top. Not on this version, but didn't come with a surfboard. But opening doors, they do open. They're a little bit tricky. This one looks like it's dropped below, you can see there it's dropped below the level of the base, and I'm not going to force it because this invariably was how all these doors got broken. It needs a little bit of attention, but I will have a look. And if you look there, right there, you can just see a little stopper, and it's gone beyond that stopper as well. Can I just tease it out? Don't want to break it. Don't want to break it. Not going to break it. I'm going to leave it. Pretty good condition, that one. Might just be a question of it gently with a nice little pair of pliers, just trying to pull that back through. But that's a lovely little model, that one. Now, what I did notice is that the back half of the window's missing, and then I saw these little, if you can see, there's little tiny grooves there, and I wondered if it was like the other, like the Rolls and the Merc, where he had sliding windows, but I don't think it is. And obviously I think this roof rack just clips on as well. But I'm not going to try and take it off. But there's your Mini, that's quite good. Then there's the 34B Royal Mail van. Now that came in a job lot with this one. And as you can see, it's got Royal Mail down, embossed down the side with the GR badge. So that dates it to pre-Queen Elizabeth, because if it was Elizabeth wreck, so that must be George the Sixth, George the Seventh. I'm not good on history. George the something or other. So that actually really dates it. So it's an old model. There you can see Dinky Toys under there. And it just says by Meccano. And does it say? No, it just says Dinky Toys made in England. No number on it, but as I say, it's 34B. So, oh, that's the boxes falling on the floor. There we go. But a lovely little model, that one. Twisted axle, that can be straightened. Tyres needed. I bang on about this in most videos. Tyres. How someone has not come up with the idea of reproducing these tyres so that to make them affordable. I resent, in fact, I'll go beyond that. I detest the idea of spending as much on a set of tyres as I have done for buying a model. I know some people have said about using rubber washers, and as soon as I find some, I will give it a go. Especially for these older models, because I don't think they had tread on them anyway. But that's a lovely model, and that's definitely right for restoration. So let's put that with its partner, which is that one there. There we go. I think you can still see these. Let's get these. Yeah, you can still see them there. So if I do that, it gives me a bit of space. Move that one up. This one came from Colin Turner. Colin was having a bit of a clear out, and he had several models that he was basically giving away. And obviously, because I haven't got the greatest amount of models, he very kindly sent them to me. And it's the Mini British Leyland Mini 1000, obviously a racing one. All the decals intact. Oh, pardon me. Opening doors. Beautiful little model. And to be perfectly honest, it says Team Corgi on the window, if you can see it there. There you go, Team Corgi. That, I'm leaving it as it is. It rolls beautifully. The doors open. Most of the decals are intact. If I can find this decal, I might replace that one, because that's the only one, well, and these ones down the side actually. I think it says Champion or Firestone with its shell. That one's gone completely. So yeah, what I'll do is I will look for Frodo on the front, Champion on that side. So it looks like it's got 4 independent stickers. So that could well be Champion there. If I can get because these are stickers and not decals. If I can make a set of stickers for it, I may replace that, because the paint job is just, it's 99% there. Why would you take it apart? Obviously it's this hard wheel, so no tyres needed for that one either. But again, slightly different scale to the Countryman. And for the one and only time in this video, I'm going to say it. Tow hitch. A mini tow hitch. Why? Right, enough said. Right, so next up we've got one of my favourite TV series. Well, there was a number of TV series I loved as a kid. Obviously I liked all the Jerry Anderson ones, as I think most people of a certain age did. But I used to absolutely love The Saint. Department S, The Avengers, all that kind of thing. Don't get me started on Emma Peel. But in the, I think it would have been the early 80s, maybe late 70s, early 80s, after Roger Moore had moved on, Ian Ogilvy reprised the role as the Saint. And to be perfectly fair, they're not bad. You know, there are worse TV series, and this was his jag. Now, when this arrived, it had stuff stuck all over it. There were some really weird stickers. Now, if I get it in the right light, I'm probably not going to be able to. You could just about see the outline of the sticker that was down here that had the Saint logo on. Sadly, it's missing its front screen. Now, I know that there's a certain Mr. Kev who does banger racing cars who would love this for his to convert into a banger, but I haven't got this as the Saint car, and because I know Mr. Dare loves his Jaguar, I can't bring myself to let this go and be a stock car. So I will try, if I can get a screen, or I can make a screen, it looks like there's a possibility I might be able to, I will restore this and keep it as a Saint car. Doors open, no moving seats, no bonnet or boot, but it's a nice car. And do you know what? When the XJS came out, I wasn't a fan, as I think a lot of people were, but it has aged very well, and it is a very good looking car now. They didn't go overboard with the styling. I mean, there's plastic rear lights and little headlights, but I think when restoring that one, if you put a little bit of effort in, that could look like a really properly nice car. Anyway, that's the XJS, so stick that one in there. I'll tell you what, move that's the proper restoration because it needs the screen. There's not loads here like there are with the Matchbox. With the Matchbox, you tend to buy big bags of stuff. This one is the Chevrolet police car. And I bought this one and it was restored. And it was cheap. And to my mind, I could have bought a bad one and restored it myself. But then what would have happened is I would have had to buy 4 tyres. I would have had to buy a screen. I would have probably had to buy a light for the top and an aerial. So this cost me £4 for the one car. And in my head, that was a no-brainer because A, I don't have to restore it. I've got to get some stickers, but that's one of the things I'm hoping to get better at, and I'm working on several at the moment. But I couldn't have bought the bits to restore a damaged one for what I bought this restored one for, and it's a really good job. I did message the person to see if it was someone we knew that restored it, but never got back to me. So whether that was a case of he wanted to keep his identity quiet, I don't know. But it's a lovely little. It's the Chevrolet Impala. There we go. So that's your police car, and that one will stay as it is. I did have that one, so that's another one off the list. You're probably thinking, Jesus, how big was the list? It's a big list. And I am sad that I lost them because a lot of mine were in very good condition. There were some that weren't, That's about the standard of the home wrecker that I had. The only difference was mine had both hooks, but that's not a bad version. It did have both mirrors. I'm sure that's something I can make up. Oh, we lost the mirror there. No, it's just come out of its channel. There we go. I have to try and make a box for that. It's a different size box for that one, so I'll have to get round to doing that. So that was our. So what was the last one? So that was the Impala, right? This one definitely needs a makeover. It's not terribly bad, but it's a Caravan. It's number. Where are we? I find it now. There we go. It is number 117, the 4-berth Caravan with transparent roof. The roof is intact. It's got its hook. It's got its tyres. They're not the right tyres, I don't think. They look a bit small to me. The paint, the paint on the bottom is better than the paint on the top. That's just a little bit of guck on there that can come off. So the actual blue paint's in very good condition. So now that will all come off. The glass is intact, which is great. The hook's intact. What lets it down is, yep, it's missing a door. So, with a bit of styrene, I think I might make one of those. I don't know whether the original door was metal or whether it was plastic. I think it was probably plastic. And then maybe just put a pin on the end and then paint it and then stick it on there. But the interior is good. It's even got its carpet still inside. Can you see the little blue carpet in there? It's got an orange table, blue carpet. It's 3 little rivets. But again, I'm pretty sure I saw one of the restorers, it probably Martin, because I've watched nearly all Martin's videos. And I think you've got to be very careful with those because there's not an awful lot of stump to actually sort of refix it. So before I do anything, I will consult. And on that note about consultation, joining something like the DMC is a great idea for the simple reason that you get to be able to speak to, message, and get direct responses from some of the top modelers, top restorers on YouTube. There's a lot there, and they've been brilliant. I mean, my journey collecting cars has only been sort of about 3 months. I've always been interested in cars. I've always had cars up until I didn't. But coming back, the gaps in my knowledge have been certainly covered by the knowledge base of the guys at the DMC. So I can't recommend it highly enough. Go and have a look at the DMC. It's on Facebook, it's on YouTube. Brilliant group of guys. Anyway, so that's the Caravan. We'll stick him over there because that's work required on that. Don't worry, we've only got a few more. Now this one, I have mentioned it, I have shown the box before, but in most of the videos I try and give one of the guys at the DMC, Mr. Ian Hulley, a little bit of a plug, because he never had his own channel, but he does and did some amazing restorations. So we did a bit of a swap. I had a couple of bits he wanted, he had a couple of bits I wanted, and he sent me this, which is the Mini Monte Carlo 1967 winner. And he's restored this. And he's done a wonderful job on it. It is a real shame that he never had a channel, because I'm sure the amount of knowledge that man has in his head, I like to think I know a bit about certain things, but whenever I talk to Ian, I'm left with a feeling, Jesus, yes, you've got a lot to learn. And thankfully he's there and he's very helpful. So big shout out to Mr. Ian Hulley. So there we go. That's his restored Mini 1967 Monte Carlo winner. Beautiful, beautiful. So we've got a bit of a mini thing going on here. So look at the size differences. Look, that one is slightly bigger than that one, and that one is slightly bigger than that one. At this rate, I am going to be able to do the Italian job about 10 times over with all the minis that I've got. So anyway, let's put those there. These are the good ones. Right, only a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 to go. Right, so beach buggy, Corgi with wheels, Bertoni shake buggy, mostly intact. Looks like horns on the top. The screen has been in the sun too long and has bent, but I think with a little bit of gentle heat that could be reshaped. And again, pretty good condition. Most paint intact. Little bit of black on the stick. It's another one with stickers, not decals. Don't think I'll bother restoring that one. It's very good condition, that one. The exhausts are in place. The engine, nothing opening, nothing moving, but it's all there. Just need to sort that screen out. So that's a very small job that can be done. What I will do is I might do like a compilation video of some of the ones. I've got another Caravan that was missing the door, and I've just made the door for it. So what I might do is I just might film a few bits and pieces where some of the ones that they just need tiny little bits of restoration, I put them all into one video. So that's that one. Now in the last unboxing number 7, I had one of these, and it was a Thames airborne Caravan, and this one's in very good condition. I think again this might be one that I've shown before, so if I have, apologies. But as I say, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the boxes marked up so that the box relates to the video that I've done, so that if anyone wants anything that I've got in the last video, Colin Turner, we did a deal. We've swapped 4 or 5 models from that one. Can't let this one go because this is the only one I've got now, but this one's been restored. Didn't make a great job of it. If you look up close, the paint's very, very thick and a bit claggy, so I will do this one myself, but this one's intact as well. So that's 2 of them that have been intact, which is great. So I will do that one and keep that one. And yes, and so the idea is now that when this is finished, this will go into a box, and this will be Dinky unboxing box number 8. So if there's anything here, like if you want that one or that one, you can't have these. If you want those 2 or any of these, possibly that one, maybe that one. Unfortunately, most of these are the ones that I actually do want, because they're ones that I didn't have. Sorry, that I did have myself, that I've just got back. But anyway, not the camera. Let's get it back in place. There we go. Then there's this one, which is the Lancia Fulvia Sports Zagato. Lovely model, this. Do love a Lancia. Downside is it needs a screen. Do you possess a Lancia Zagato? They were very prone to having their bonnets broken and their doors coming off. So if you've got one of these, because the bonnet went that way, if you've got one of these that's got a screen, even if it's just that front screen, contact me. I'd love it. Very, very. Look at the size of those tyres. Tiny. And yet again, another car, no tyres. Well, one tyre. And that one, literally, you could probably crumble up and use as an OXO cube. It's knackered. But so we've got opening bonnet, opening doors, and moving seats, if you can see in there. And that's the Lancia Fulvia Zagato. Very nice little model, that. Right, let's start our second row. Coming to the end now, boys. You won't be hanging around too long. Oh, so this one here that was restored. There's this one here. Did another one. This is the Packard Clipper, and I got it for exactly the same reasons. All right, the paint job. If you've restored this, if you're looking at this and this is your restoration, I do apologise, but I'd like to make it slightly better. It's very flat. I'd like to have a go at but the nice thing is, because it's been done, it's got the tyres, it's got the screen. It's just a question of me putting my stamp on it, and then when I pop my clogs and it goes on to someone else can say, oh, that paint job's crap, I'll have to do that again. So, you know, what goes around comes around. Yeah, so, and that was a few quid as well. So again, cheaper than the sum of its parts. So we've got those two there. What else we got? We're nearly there, boys. Right, we also have the Le Dandy Coupe, the Citroen Le Dandy Coupe. Another box on the floor. And this is quite unusual because this is the two-tone one. Now, I know that this one's slightly rarer. Up here again, somewhere up here, there'll be the info about this. But this one was slightly, I believe, slightly rarer in this colour setup. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like French cars. I can understand that, but personally, because I lived in France for a number of years, I actually love them. Opening boot, opening doors, moving seats. And get the seats moving. There we go. Moving seats. I'm doing it again. That camera's, when I knocked it, it's moved. There we go. So yeah, slightly. I like the fact that they've even made the crystal lights on these slightly yellow to sort of mirror what was going on. Because when the first time I went to France, when I was about 10, I think, couldn't believe that all the cars had yellow headlights. So that would have been 1974. Yeah, so there would have been a lot of big Citroens about then. And I think that was the year we probably went over in Dad's Corsair to France, because he used to like going fishing over there. Anyway, so there you go. That is the Le Dandy. I'm very conscious this video is getting a bit long again. You might like this one. This is the Carrier Bantam Dairy Produce Van. So, drink a pint of milk a day. There we go. And it's got its side door. But these are a bit of a nightmare to open. Yeah, I can get it open a little bit. I did wonder whether it had actually been replaced, but it hasn't. Yeah, it closes a lot easier than it opens. I think what happens is it gets to a certain point, it doesn't like it. It's actually just, I think it just needs to move to be a bit more flexible. So that's there. It's got most of its decal intact. There you go. Drive safely, drink milk. Drive safely on milk, beg your pardon. There you go. So that's not getting restored. That's going to be left as it is. This one's not for a swap. Well, yeah, possibly. But I like that one. I had that one. Or I had, right, okay, let me rephrase that. I had this model. I'm pretty sure that my version was an oil one, but don't quote me on it. But that's the Corgi milk produce. Like that one. Do like that one. So that's going to come over here. We still see that? Yep. Okay. Bit of a departure, but this came in a job lot. This is the Dinky Toys. Now I know Andy likes his planes. I like planes as well. I do a lot of Airfix modelling. So this is, right, I can't read it, I'm afraid. I think it's a Beechcraft, but it'll be up here. And it's missing just about everything. It's lost its prop. it's lost its engine cover. It never had an upright. I remember. This is not one I had, but it's got its wheels intact, so it can taxi. It can taxi. Doesn't taxi very well, but it can taxi. The wheels are there, but those ones move okay, but the front one's a little bit on the stiff side. But again, glass is intact. The little door does open. If you can just see there. Sorry, my fingers are being a bit numpty there. There they go. There you go. Little door. It closes sometimes. So we'll stick that over there. And our last one for today is this one. Now this isn't a Dinky and it isn't a Corgi. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it looks like it's another milk one. So drinker, pinter, milker, day. It's got churn on the top. It is metal. I think whatever mechanism it once had has now decided to give up the ghost. It probably needs a bloody good spray with WD-40 to get it going. But that's one of the ones where you'd say, don't do anything to it. It's too good. Looks like it's got some sort of thing in the front of it, like I think that's part of the engine, to be perfectly honest, in there. You can see it. Maybe not. But that's it. That's our Friday Dinky and Corgi unboxing. And as I say, apologies if there are a couple of duplicates here, but it is just me getting organised now and making sure that every box that I open is marked now, and this shouldn't happen again. It also will mean that, as I say, if you particularly want the Porsche or anything, I can go straight to that box and lay my hands on it, because obviously in the last few videos I've had a fair few people contact me about swaps and things like that. I don't mind selling them, but I'd much rather just swap them. We can do both, but at least with this you get to see what they're like. But for anyone out there though, I don't think this is an awfully bad idea. You know, if you see someone that's done a code 3, now code 3 for the uninitiated is a model that has been restored not to its original spec, as far as I understand it. Now, in the comments, I don't want to unleash a torrent of abuse, but if I've understood that incorrectly, please enlighten me. So if I took this one apart and painted it the same colour red and put it all back, then that's a restoration. If I take that and then change the colours and do different things with it, or put different decals on it, then it's a code 3. But the reason I'm bringing it up is, if you can buy that model, or a model, for a £5, a set of tyres is going to cost you minimum £3 plus postage. A glass, depending on what model it is, anything up to a £5. If there were other bits that you had to get, if there wasn't an interior, you know, that's going to cost you. So buying these restored ones that people have done, and as I say, if it was just going in a cabinet, then I'd probably leave it as it was. But because obviously I'm just trying to collect them and I want them to look like they did when I had them, I'll probably take it back to what it was when it was original. But yeah, anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment on any of the things, you know, swapping, selling, buying, code 3s, anything like that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sitting here through the entire video. From here on in, I'm going to try and do midweek Matchbox on a Wednesday, and Friday will be the normal unboxing. And then further down the line, when I finally get the shed built, I will be doing restorations, which will probably be done on a Monday. So hopefully it'll be 2 to 3 videos a week, allowing for time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you all again soon. Bye now.